Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everyone today? Good. We're looking a bit festive. I spent a little bit of time this afternoon chucking up some deckies. Look, got a nice little bit of holly there and a bit of red berries there. And Louise has a little stocking hanging off the end of her shelf.
Oh, and is there anything in there?
It's not Christmas Day yet. It's not Christmas Day.
Oh no. Not even an orange or a lump of coal for me.
Not yet. Not yet. Let's just move that.
I'll check again next week.
Let's just move. I think
that fell on deaf ears.
I think it did. Yes. Okay. Check next. You never know. Next week, I'm just knocked off my decorations. So much for that, eh?
Perhaps I'll find myself a little, I don't know, packet of white nylon brushes in there, or better still, some E-Flex discs. I don't know. That'd be a good thing, actually.
No, that would be a good thing. What's that, Louise?
I don't know if I've just found something in my stocking next week that I could give away. Oh, yes! That's what we'll do.
Oh, God.
Yes, that's what we'll do.
What are we going to do, Louise? Whatever you find.
Whatever I find in my stocking at next week's Q&A, and the Q&A's in December.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to do it, though.
But we will give them away.
We'll give them away.
Okay.
One a week, whatever it might be. I don't know what. I'll have to find something in my stocking. It better be something good. It better be something good. I've just thought about this on the spot. I haven't really thought it through, but we'll do it somehow.
Yeah. Okay. You're all for giving things away, Louise.
Yeah, I'm all heart, aren't I? So you'll have to tune in next week to see what I find in my stocking.
Yeah, tune in next Monday to find out what's in Louise's stocking.
Yeah, and I'll give it away.
And just to give it away,
I'll just give it away.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Just like that. Okay, so don't forget, Black Friday, Durston, still going on. ATB Extra 5, okay? So ATB Extra 5 will get you an extra 5% off Durston's products on their website. It is on pretty much everything except for items that are like 50% off already. And there's a few items that you cannot get that extra 5% off, but put it in the coupon box. You never know. Don't forget, it's BF2024 on Durston's website to get their Black Friday deals if the money has not been taken off already. If you use that, you should be able to use that and you should be able to get your 30% off. Don't forget also, the Hobby 80 Roller Mill, we had the workshop a few weeks ago. We are going to give you an extra 5% off. I think there's 10% off already. You put in Hobby 5, you can get another 5% off. That won't work because you're already getting your 5% off. That's on the Durston tools, durston.com. Yes, so stack up your coupon codes. Simple as that. Is that about it? Anything else we need to say, Louise, before we start?
I don't think so, no. A couple of people asking about the flooding. Linda, Lake District, after the storm, Birchippenham is flooded. I tell you, it's awful. It's so awful, isn't it? It's,
there are houses.
We've been okay, thank goodness. Yes. But there are some houses and businesses in our town which have been flooded. And it's more so effective Pontypridd up the road.
Yes.
I know. I think about 300 homes have been flooded in Pontypridd. Yeah, it's absolutely devastating.
So our thoughts go out with those families.
Yeah, it's been horrendous. Never known anything like it, really.
Because we were looking on Facebook all yesterday, and the roads leading up to your mum and dad, it was like a river. It was a torrent coming down. You just cannot believe it. Of course, that then goes into another road, which then floods, which then goes into the school. Even though the school is safe, in theory, it's not, because it's getting the extra water.
It just flows down. So the school was closed today, but I think it's like a local pub was flooded.
Yes.
But they've managed
But they've reopened, didn't they?
managed to open, thank God, yeah, because it's
Yes.
their business, isn't it? And it's been awful for some people, but fortunately we've been okay. So I guess it's just doing what we can to help everybody else now, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, I hope you're all okay.
Thank you, everybody. Yes. Yeah. Good. So don't forget, like I said last week, you know, there's 57 of you, but we've only got 11 likes. So smash the little, no, just click like on the...
I haven't said that for a while.
You haven't watched the YouTube films I've been putting out. Smash the little bell, yeah, and all that sort of thing.
I'm with you all the time. Why do I need to watch your YouTube films?
You said you haven't seen it recently, but if you watched the film, you would have seen it recently. We're going to have to get a little bit of Christmas decorations, I reckon, on our little super sauce for the next few weeks. So yes,
because like you haven't got anything else to do, have you?
It's Christmas, and I am going to enjoy Christmas. Christmas, the run up to Christmas, obviously for every jeweler is absolutely hectic. We always leave things until the last minute. We always say, oh, we're not going to go to Christmas markets, we're going to leave it until next week, next weekend, next week we're going to go one evening, and we never get around to doing it. So we're going to do everything earlier this year. We've been watching our Christmas films, haven't we, for about the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So we've been watching all our Christmas films. We've got our Christmas tree being delivered on Saturday. That's going up Sunday, which is the 2nd of December, and we're going to enjoy Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. Let's get right on to the questions.
Oh, don't forget, thank you to everybody who has ordered the Wax Carvers Advent Calendar as well.
Ooh, I still haven't opened it. It's still here intact.
It's still, hang on,
still intact. I haven't opened it. I have opened it.
You have,
but I haven't opened.
Show.
Yeah, I haven't opened any of the contents.
Still got the chocolates in place, I do believe.
Haven't eaten the chocolates yet. I'm waiting until December.
Good girl.
I know. So I've been very good.
That's the Wax
and I've got
Carvers.
the Gemology Rocks. In fact, I think today, let me just double check. It's the last day to order Gemology Rocks Gemstone Advent Calendar as well. Let me just. I think I saw something. Yep.
Who was?
UK orders placed before Thursday will be delivered in time to start opening doors on December the 1st, so don't miss out if you want one.
Yes, so that's Gemology Rocks Advent Calendar. We can heartily recommend that.
Absolutely. We've had it before and we're having it again. Yeah,
we didn't have it last year, we had it before. We did a lovely lot of films. We're going to have it again now this year because we got a few extra members of staff that they can open it and they can start to learn all about gemology as well.
Yeah, that's going to be so exciting. Every day somebody's going to get a chance to open the door. So yeah, that's really exciting.
So yeah, and also we got our cat and Advent Calendar this year as well. A meaty one, our cat.
Oh, that's Jasmine got that for the cat though.
Yes, a meaty Advent Calendar.
He won't eat it, he's just ungrateful.
We gave him one when he was a kitten, he just didn't like it at all.
He's a very strange cat.
So if you're having an Advent Calendar, let us know in the chat. What are you having? What do you hope you're having? Whether it be jewellery wise or perfume wise or sock wise or tie wise or whatever wise, put it in the chat, let us know. Louise will read them out. Good. Should we have our first question? It's Monday, whatever it is and whatever time it is. Thank you.
I was a bit half
It's the
bothered,
25th of November. It's 4 p.m. time for our Q&A. Louise, let us have our first question.
Okay, hang on, I've got to find it. Oh, yeah. Linda, I'm suffering with arthritis in this weather. You sell Eve brushes. Would they help with polishing?
I'll let you answer that one. I love these questions.
I would say absolutely. I love them. I use them a lot.
You do?
But then I use mine a lot with a micromotor, which is lighter and I think easier to negotiate than a flat shaft. But then when I'm here, I've got my Ford and flat shaft.
Yeah.
At home, I've got my micromotor, but I prefer the micromotor. I love the Ford and flat shaft as well, but that for me is quite a big. But then you can use them in either of those pieces of equipment. But it's I suppose it's the weight of the handpiece in your hand.
Yes.
And you apply less pressure.
Yes.
with the, well, I don't know, do you apply less pressure or
You
am I
do,
just
you do
applying too
apply,
much pressure with the,
No,
I don't
you
like
apply.
the white nylon brushes, you love them, but I don't like them. I use a felt mop
Yeah.
and the E-Flex discs, I just love them.
Because sometimes when you are having the flex shaft, like an overhand grip like this is sometimes really difficult because you've got this extra bit of flex sort of pulling it down. That's why an underhand grip is quite good, because the flex is at that sort of shape instead of that shape, because that is constantly pulling it down, so that's going to cause a bit of pressure. So an overhand grip is sometimes a lot easier, but as Louise said, a micromotor, it's just this little thing is the motor, and it is far
We've
easier
gone off the
to
question
control.
though, haven't we? Because the question was about...
It is.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
But if you have, but again, it's the arthritis or the rheumatism, whatever it is in the hand, it's doing this, it does hurt, and does hurt the hand.
Yeah.
But an overhand grip really helps. But E-Flex wheels that we've got, coarse, medium, fine, and very fine extra coarse as well. But the E-Flex, the rubber ones are really good.
We sell them singly, don't we? So if you want to try them out, you can just order one.
Yeah.
Order a couple of grits, maybe order like a blue, is it black?
Very coarse.
Black, then blue, or blue, then black. Yeah, maybe just order a few little different grits. And because I love the texture that the really coarse one gives as well. I just sometimes put a, did we say? The blue one is the coarsest, or the blue or the black. And I just use that and I leave it at that because I just like the texture.
But they are very good. They are good. At the end of the day, it's better than doing this buffing with the buff stick. You do have to be careful. Obviously, leave it in one place too long and it'll wear a little divot in the piece. You've got to keep the E-Flex wheel moving so it's nice and even. Don't apply too much pressure because it'll disintegrate. Don't have it on too high a speed because it'll disintegrate. And yeah, they will last you quite a while, won't they? They do wear out, obviously, like everything else, but they are really good.
But you treat them right and they'll treat you right. And you can get into like smaller areas than you can with the buff stick anyway, so it's, so I
think it would help, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, try some out.
Good.
Good. Okay. Oh, sorry, my chat just jumped.
That's okay.
Sandra says, don't forget to promote your little hammer and saw necklace. Can't wait for mine to arrive. It is on the way to you. Yeah, we've only got 2 left.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got 2 left. And I know things can take a month or 2 from Alex Monroe because it's made and finished by hand, isn't it? So
perhaps you can put the link up to the ABJ.
Yeah, I didn't put mine on today, but yeah, we've only got 2 left. But yeah, it's beautiful. In fact, you can go to their workshop and spend the day there.
They do workshops, so you can make things there.
So,
yes.
Yeah, if you're looking for something for me, Andrew, for Christmas, just saying, if you might find that in the bottom of my stocking, you don't know, do you? Okay.
Good.
Stuart says, I have a round pendant, 30mm in diameter and made of wood. I've drilled a hole to take a silver jump ring. What's the best way to protect the wood from the torch flame? Bury somehow?
I would not solder the jump ring because of the wood. It's in too close proximity. So I would be inclined to use a nice thick jump ring to put through.
Split ring? Is that what they're called? But
no, because the split rings, you've got to open it wide enough to get through, and then it's got to close up. So
depends on the 30mm diameter. Oh yeah, that's
so I wouldn't. I would use a really thick jump ring to open up and to close, because then it's not going to open up. If anything, the wood would break if it was pulled before the jump ring opened. So definitely a nice thick jump ring, because you won't gonna be able to. If you had a laser or a puck, you could puck it. But then not everybody has that. You may have somebody who has a laser or has a PUK or an Orion weld or anything like that, that then can join that jump ring without the heat that would burn the wood. But otherwise, nice thick jump ring, that's all you're going to need. Nothing.
Good, sounds lush. SF Jewellery, I want your advice on books for jewellery making. Ooh.
Okay, so earlier on this year, we had Marquis de Ward come along to see us, She wrote a book with Janet on about jewellery making. Janet Richardson.
Yeah.
Definitely get this book because it is really, 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 really good.
Can you get it from?
You can't get it from our store.
Marquee Direct.
It would be more expensive. She sends people to Amazon.
She's okay. I don't. Yeah, as long as that's what she would do. I don't want to send people anywhere that she wouldn't send them.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. I'll just put the link onto her website, and then you can.
Yep. Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, that is an excellent book.
So that is definitely one book I would recommend. The photographs are really clear. It's a good step by step. I totally love that book. So definitely get that one. There's lots and lots of
Sally
books.
Spencer, which I recommend virtually every week.
if you're into gemstones, Sally Spencer's book, The Quick Reference Guide to Working with Gemstones, that's another one. If you look on YouTube, I have done a couple of films showing you the books that I would recommend. So you can go back onto YouTube and just search for them. There's lots of books. There's one you may be able to pick up really cheap. Sylvia Wicks. I think that was the first book I ever bought on jewellery making. It's a brilliant, brilliant book. Sylvia Wicks is an excellent one. There are so many. Obviously, Tim McCreate's The Complete Metalsmith. I like that one as well. I can't even think of them.
We've got so many books.
We've got so many.
We need to go home and revisit our books and come back and tell you next week, I think.
Yeah.
Because we've got so many amazing ones, haven't we?
But if you want something that's very, very technical, Oppie Untracked. That is one of the best ever books that you can buy. We sell it in the store. It's like that. It's about 2-3 inches thick. It's got every conceivable technique in it. It's back from the 80s, so don't expect it's very smart colour photographs. It's all black and white. Yeah, not really for beginning, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking of, yeah.
So those are the main ones. As I say, Sylvia Wicks. If you can come back next week, I will have some on my desk, on my bench to show you. So yeah, you haven't done a beginner's book, that's the thing.
They didn't ask for beginner's book.
Oh, books on jewellery.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
Advice of books on jewellery making.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. Charles Luton Brain is always a good one.
Yeah, anything by Charles.
He's the godfather of jewellery making. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few weeks ago. But yeah, next week I will have some Christmas ideas, Christmas book ideas, shall we?
That'd be good.
That sort of
I'll
thing.
write that down, shall I? I'll write that down.
Write that down just to pop, and we shall see. Do you have a microphone? You do have a microphone. Good.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Well done, well done. But there are so many books. We got a couple of 100 books on our bookshelf. I wouldn't recommend half of them. But there are some very good ones. But definitely Marquis Awards and Janet Richardson's book is one that was out last year. They wrote it over COVID, and they did all the photographs and everything. So we love that book, don't we? But yeah, come back next week. I'll have a selection here for you.
Good.
Yes, Louise. Victoria
wants pyjamas in the...
What, at the bench pyjamas?
yeah. Julie says, I like the old-fashioned Christmas advent calendar with glitter on it. Oh, the bigger the balls, the flatter your bottom. Yes. Phil made a brooch over the weekend with a square plate soldered at the corners to a bronze ring. Could do with advice on cleaning up the solder joints of email photos for reference. Oh, let's have a look. Have a look. I don't think I can share my screen. Oh, Phil, there's no picture. Oh, there is. Yeah, it's just come up. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. So you might want to just draw it on the board because I can't. Oh, well done. Hang on. Oh, you've dropped it. Oh, let me open image in new tab actually.
Yes. I remember when I was. Okay. I'm going to talk about when I was young, many years ago. My parents used to have an advent calendar, and it was the same advent calendar every single year, and it was the one with glitter on, and every year it got less glitter, and we always put its safety pins onto the wall at exactly the same spot, and every year the holes got slightly bigger and slightly bigger. And yes, you used to open the door. Yeah, nothing behind it. It's like a picture of a robin, picture of a snowman. What are you laughing at?
Nothing behind it.
And December the 25th, all the doors got shut and put away. To next year, same advent calendar came out, and we still opened up the same doors every single year to see the robin or the snowman.
I'm one of 4, and we shared an advent calendar. Chocolate one. And I thought I was hard done by that.
There were no chocolates in my advent calendar, I'll tell you that. There's no space. But yeah, but there was it went in the same spot.
But did you love seeing it every year?
It was the same thing. I didn't know any different. It was
this is the thing.
We had like it was like a dado rail with like wood paneling in the old days and it was always put on the same spot, resting on the like the dado. 2 drawing pins every year, and the drawing pin holes were there year in, year out.
But we had something like that. We had a Father Christmas, a cardboard Father Christmas with split pins. So his arms did that and his legs did the same. And every year he came out and he got tattier and tattier, and it was the stupidest, crappiest thing you've ever seen in your life. But we'd get so excited when it came down from the attic, and was just, he'd sit on the clock, and that was it. We loved it.
Didn't know any different.
It's just not enough for kids nowadays,
so
is it?
No,
anyway,
back
to this.
Back to this.
Back to this. Can you draw this on the? Oh no, you don't have to. Phil, can I show your lovely picture, please, of your gorgeous brooch? Is that okay?
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, just wait for the go ahead.
I'll wait for the go ahead, shall I? And we shall see. Yeah, so that's what my childhood was all about. Memories. Memories. And every year we used to save the Radio Times Christmas edition. And every year we kept it, and we kept it, and every year we kept it. And then after like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, used to go back to find out what was on television all those years ago. And it was always things like Des O'Connor, Morecambe and Wise, 2 Ronnies. It was always the same thing. You and Val Doonigan.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's the familiarity of seeing the same decorations, having the same thing, and just looking forward to seeing them. And
you knew Christmas was coming then. Yeah.
Phil, can I show you a picture? Are you still here?
Coconut mushrooms. Used to remember coconut mushrooms. Used to have them. Weren't allowed to touch them until Christmas Day. They were out like a week, 2 weeks beforehand.
Really?
You weren't allowed to touch them until Christmas Day.
Yeah, my mum was like that with the Advocaat.
I was going to say warnings, really. Advocaat.
Yeah.
No drink was allowed. Mostly sherry. Anyway, should we have
another? We'll have another question. We're waiting for Phil, because I don't want to show his picture if he's not happy for me to.
Go on then, no. I'll see Christian.
Okay. Barbara says, I have a vintage silver platter stamped with Sheridan marks and says silver on copper. The friend who gave it to me wanted me to make jewellery. Can I solder it on without ruining the silver?
Personally, I don't think you would be able to. If it's silver upon copper, there is a chance that the silver layer would be perhaps filed away or even burnt away, and then you're back to the copper. So there's nothing that you can really do about it. You could work on it, providing you perhaps treated the bit of silver as a stone, and perhaps the platter has got like a bit of engraving or a bit of a pattern you could cut out and mount that as a stone, perhaps with claws or with setting or within a bezel, which then doesn't cause any damage to that little bit of metal that you've cut out. But to try and solder anything that is plated or a thick plate on top of the base metal, I would not want to run the risk personally. I think it's going to be too damaging to the piece. Yes, Louise.
Good. I can show Phil's picture.
Maybe?
Well, wait. Please, wait.
I'm not doing
Hang on, let me just see if... All right. Let me open this in a new tab.
Okay.
And then you can see this one. Okay, go
ready?
ahead, please. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that.
Oh, okay.
And there's this.
Yep.
So, I mean, they look pretty good, but... how would you clean up the solder joints?
So we were talking about E-Flex wheels, and that would be the ideal candidate for that. You've got the surround that comes around, and then there is your square that's been soldered So yeah, this is round, this is flat. You can't, if you've got any bits of solder by here, E-flex wheels would be brilliant to do so. That would get in and they would conform to the shape. Got to make sure that you don't wear away the edges. So perhaps come at it from this angle and then that angle, or go over the whole thing like this angle, back and forth, and then into this angle, into that angle. Being careful then to keep this completely spherical, completely round as well. Definitely E-flex with something like that. Find the finer grades, and then perhaps white nylon brushes or small little calico polishing wheels then to get in to polish it. But going back to before you did it, I know you've done it now, I would have polished everything first of all, highly polished everything, the plate and this. So then you've got that little bit of solder you just need to get rid of, but the rest of the whole area here would be polished, and all you'd have to concentrate on is just that little bit by there. But yes, E-flex definitely, because they'd mold the shape. Small little calico wheels, white nylon brushes, and then rouge with a nice soft woolen mop, and you should be able to do that, no problem at all.
That's lovely. It's really lovely, Phil.
Good.
Lush, I love it. It looks kind of like Celtic-y, doesn't it?
Yes.
Lovely.
Some little question.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Linda says, are they the ones on the mandrel or the separate discs, the E-flex? They're the ones on the mandrel, the ones I use.
Yes, they are. They're mounted. 95370. Is it 95370 is the number, SKU number?
I don't remember. I know there's the kit, isn't there, with all the
universal
and I
kit.
never really know what I'm doing with that, I'll be honest.
No, they're too hard. They're more. They are great. They're all the universals, but they're not soft enough like the E-flex.
So they don't give.
Not the solid
so
carbide
to,
ones.
To run a groove with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But the E-flex are the ones that are mounted. I think it's 95370 starts on 371, 372, 373.
All the Eve stuff's fabulous. I love it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, perhaps we'll find a little something in my stocking from Eve next week. Maybe. Who knows? Fingers crossed. If I'm very good between now and then. Okay. Donald is saying, I'm making a pendant with a white 15 by 10 teardrop topaz. If I let the point protrude under the setting, will the pendant sit straight or fall slightly sideways when it's being worn?
You are gonna have to somehow, it will rock because you made a daffodil.
I had exactly this issue.
My own fault.
Last week, didn't? No, it's not your fault. You just said it'd be better doing it this way, and I did it your way, and it's. Yeah, but when it's on a person, it doesn't tilt as much as when it's on a stand.
No, that's right.
So,
yes.
Anyway,
so definitely, yes, because this is going to be in contact with the person here, and it is going to rock. So you're looking down on the person, yes, that is going to rock this way, that is going to rock that way. So you do need to perhaps have perhaps a bit of a tapered bezel. That'd be like that then the claws would come out, or whatever you've got to hold the stone in place. But yeah, as long as this is flat, it should lie then flat on the wearer. And obviously the bigger the stone, the deeper the stone. That is the problem you've got. The other way that you could work, why aren't it on you?
Oh, I didn't even notice, I'm sorry.
Sorry everyone, sorry. That's where you weren't saying it. Okay, let's start again. Okay, so yes, you've got that shape, yeah? And if that is against a flat surface, this is going to rock that way, this is going to rock that way, naturally. So it depends on where the pendant is hung up from. Obviously, if it's hung up from here, yes, it will rock back and forth. But if you can get the point of suspension towards the back, this way, you will find it won't rock, because the chain is going to be basically above on the person here. But so you can perhaps have a nice tapered bezel coming down, or have a solid piece, a tapered lower bezel, and the claws go on to hold the stone in place, something like that. But then as long as the back is flat, even if you suspend it from here or you suspend it from down here, because it's flat against the person, it's not really going to rock. But the nearer your hanging point is to the person, the less likely your pendant is going to rock. So if I was making a nice deep pendant, I would attach it down here as opposed to attach it by there. Yes, apologies for that.
Sorry. Okay, Janet has her granny's cabochon opal ring that appears to have the opal set via from pushing up from the underside of the setting.
Yeah. Any
tips on recreating another? How would you secure to stop dropping out?
It's sort of what they call like set from behind or behind setting. You have to be able to make little tabs to hold the stone in place. So looking from the sides, there's the cab that way. If you set the cab within a tube, okay, there's your tube, and you can already perhaps have some sort of means of burnishing that tube over. And this tube could be really, really thick. It could be really thick like that, which would make setting that cabochon, especially an oval, into a tube setting with really, really thick walls pretty much nigh impossible. But what you could do is, I've got a very thin wall and a very thick wall, is set the stone from behind. Now you've got to keep that stone in place. So several ways you can do that, depending on how deep your tube is. Yep. You could put a little ring, okay, inside. So there's your cab on top. Here then is your setting, and there that goes over the stone like that. But inside, how can I draw this? Can't draw it. This is the best way to draw it, I think. You'd have another ring for that to sit on, and then you would raise a little. You'd push this over. How can I draw? Can I draw this? Let's do it this way. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay. 2 little slits, 2 slits, 2 slits. Your cab goes in from underneath. Your cab gets set in like that. You put a ring underneath that is basically goes from the bottom of the cab here down to the bottom of the slits. Okay, a nice thick ring. It could be, doesn't even have to be soldered. It could be like a bit of a coil just to go in to push the stone up. Then you bend these little tabs in place. So that would stop to there. Then you'd push one of these little tabs over like that then would stop that from falling backwards. And likewise down here, you could put a coil of metal underneath. So there's your coil of metal. The stone sits on top. There's your coil of metal like that. Yep, there's your bezel on the sides like that. And then you push a little tab out from underneath that you cut out from the bottom to hold it in place. It has to be a mechanical fitting. If you've got a puck or a laser, you could laser that on the bottom, but a mechanical fitting like that would be fine. Hope that makes sense. Can't draw today. Say right.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Jill's on the bus.
Going round and round?
No, on her way home.
Oh, okay.
Andrew, it's about time you wrote a book.
There is. Everyone knows I'm writing a book anyway.
Well, not everyone.
Not everyone. No.
Yeah,
yes, I am writing a book. I'm in the middle. I've been commissioned to write a book. Writing it at the moment. It'll be mostly be due next Christmas. The Christmas smash hit jewelry book.
Bestseller.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, Janet says, how about a workshop on books, reviews, suggestions? That's cool. Sorry, I forgot to read the question. I was looking for the answer. What was the gemstone calendar you mentioned earlier? That's what I was just getting the link for you. So, Advent Calendar 2024, it's 24 recycled gemstones, but also 24 mini courses.
Yes.
So you get to watch the lovely Kerry every day, who I find so inspiring, telling you all about the gemstone pertaining to that particular one that's in your Advent calendar.
Yes.
So yeah, I've just popped the link into the chat for you, Kathy.
Very good.
Lovely. Oh, Gillian had a fabric one with pockets and I put wee sweets in it. Oh, you're very welcome, SF Jewellery. When did advent calendars first appear? I do not remember them in the 50s. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to find out though. Welcome and Wise.
Yeah.
Was the highlight of Xmas Day.
It was, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, David had a paper fold-out snowman that came from my wife's mother's collection. Comes out every year and sits in the same... Oh, it must be 50 years. I love that. That's
cool.
So lush.
That is nice.
Okay, Jay has a Tiffany bangle that has a yellow colour to it now. I've tried the foil and soda thing, but it's still the same. Like the copper is showing through. Any suggestions?
So, in theory, there should be no copper showing through. I don't like this bicarbon silver foil. It's a destructive way of cleaning silver. If it is for some reason silver plate, it's a destructive method and it will take the silver off and you will be having less silver upon the piece. This doesn't just apply to yours, it applies to anything that you put silver foil, baking soda, it's destructive to the silver, it will take the silver off. Try not to do it. Polish it. If you find that there is copper, actual physical copper coming through on the edges where it's had its most wear, I would say it's, if for some reason or other, it's plated. But there should be no plating at all on a Tiffany bangle.
If it is a copper plated version of a Tiffany bangle,
yeah,
I presume it can be replated? Because we had something similar recently. It was a Links of London bracelet and it needed cleaning.
A genuine one.
And unfortunately, after testing one of the little links, it was obvious straight away that it was plated.
Yeah.
And we couldn't replate it because it would completely knacker our plating solution, which is very expensive.
Yes. Yeah, we wouldn't rhodium plate
We wouldn't rhodium plate that anyway.
No.
So, but you could potentially send it to a plater.
Yes, you could. They would plate it for you.
Could I put a link
Yeah,
to
of course you can, yeah.
Because I recently had some plating done here. It was a cup, wasn't it? It
Yes.
was a somebody came in with a base metal cup.
Yes.
Wanted it cleaned up and replated.
Yes.
And I used
These people.
JB plating in
And
London.
it was about £150, wasn't it?
I don't think it was that much. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
But anyway, if you get in touch with JB Plating, I found them to be excellent and they will give you some advice. They'll give you a quote, and then at least you've got options then if it is, because if it doesn't need to be replating, no amount of polishing or cleaning is going to make a difference to the way it appears.
No, exactly, yes.
So
yeah, that'd be the best way to do it, certainly. Yes, good.
Good. Pamela is saying, I have an Agile C110 rolling mill. The flat area is 50 mil wide. Will a wider rolling plate damage the wire rollers if the metal sheet to be textured is limited to less than 50 mil width?
No, because, don't forget your Hobby 5 will work on the Agile C110 and Agile C130. So you can get an extra 5 off those rolling mills, okay? I don't know why they did it that way, but Hobby 5 will get you 5% off your Hobby 80 rolling mill from Durston and also the Agile C110 and C130. Will the plate damage the V's? No, it won't. You've got flat, yeah. So this is the area that you need to obviously to use. You're using the texture plates, okay? So the plate is going to be slightly longer, okay? Here's your texture, on your plate like that. You've got your bit of silver, and then I personally would put perhaps a bit of closed cell foam, 2 millimeters, fold it in half until you get a double layer like that, okay? Now when that goes in here, these have little flats on them. So it won't damage those because this is completely flat. Your silver will be down here, but your silver is going to be concentrated within this area. I wouldn't try and think of putting the silver over here, because the plate is not going to be supported by these little areas here. So try and keep your silver to that particular area. But if your texture plate went wider, the pressure is going to be here. Okay, this is where the pressure is going to be, not over here. So yes, you can do. I would always perhaps use a piece of paper just to go over all of this as well, just to hold it all together. The paper isn't going to prevent any marks, but I just like to keep it all together safely so it all goes through the rolling mill at the same time. So the answer to your question is yes, you can, but try and keep your silver on the flat as opposed to anywhere else, because yes, that may damage it and you don't want any pressure put on the outside edge of your texture plate on the V-grooves. Yes, very good. You're through.
Good. Donald says, I have gold fancy settings, so we'll have to put more metal underneath then. Okay.
Yes.
Helena says, I have a 6 by 6 mil pie shaped faceted garnet. Any advice for setting on a larger back plate? Could I drill a hole for the stone to sit in and then bezel set into the earring?
I think I'm going to have to see that. Pie shape?
6 by 6 mil pie shape.
Pie shape?
Pie shape. Well, that's like triangular with a curvy short edge.
Like that?
That's what I'm envisaging.
Is that a pie shape?
I think so. Is that right, Helena?
And set it in a bezel. Yeah, you set it in the bezel.
Pie-shaped faceted garnet.
Yeah.
Setting on a larger back plate.
Yeah.
Could I drill a hole for the stone to sit and then bezel set into the earring?
Yes, so, you can. Yes. So there. So yeah. So yes, as you say, you've got your back plate here. The stone obviously is. I'll just draw that because the section through stones are that shape. Yes, I would drill a hole. You could drill a tapered hole, or just drill a straight hole and then taper it if need be, or they could be straight. So the stone then would sit in like that. And then yes, you can put your bezel on the side. The bezel will be nice and low when it comes to that. And then the stone can sit behind the back. That is not a problem at all. So yes, you answered your own question. Yes, you can. That is the way I would do it. If you don't want to remove too much metal, well then yes, drill a small hole. Yeah, drill a small hole and then get a file or perhaps a cylinder burr just to take off the edge to make it that shape. Yep, if you want to leave a bit of strength on the back plate, because if you then took a large piece out to set it in place, you may be taking too much metal as opposed to a small amount of metal. But yeah, you can do, not a problem.
Good.
Yes, Louis.
Okay, good.
Flying through them today.
Yeah.
Excellent.
David is saying, is it advisable to use silver dip or one of the silver polishing cloths? I'm not sure if this is in relation to the
silver
Tiffany.
before. Okay, there was a gentleman in America who unfortunately sadly died a couple of years ago. Herman, his surname was Herman, I think. He did not like the any silver polish that you have to dip into, because basically it is doing something to the silver that shouldn't be done. It's like slightly corrosive and it gets the tarnish off and it does harm the silver. He had this paste, I have it somewhere, it's like a pinky paste. I can't remember. Herman. You're going to be hard pushed to find it in this country. Herman, silver paste. He was brilliant with the PUK. That's him. You got it. It was Herman's, yeah. This, I would recommend this if you can buy it. If you can put the link up if you like.
Yeah.
He sadly died about 2-3 years ago. He used to talk with him quite often about cycling. A keen cyclist on old antique vintage bikes. And he sent me a sample of his silver polish. He was getting in contact with the museums in this country to ask them to try out his polish because he developed it. He was a brilliant silversmith, and this silver polish is non-corrosive, non-destructive to the silver. So if you can find it, that is what I would definitely recommend.
I've noticed some dips, not all, but some dips facilitate later tarnishing.
Oh, they do, yes.
So you might dip something and then the tarnishing happens a lot quicker than it otherwise would have.
Yes.
If that makes sense. But I suppose it's got to be pretty badly tarnished if you just want to dip it in the first place.
Yes, it does. You'll find every time you then, as you say...
You're in a cycle of dipping then, aren't you?
Yeah, you have the piece, you may have the piece for a few months, it hasn't tarnished, oh, it's tarnishing now, you dip it, and you have to dip it like every two months, 1 month, because you have to keep dipping. I'm not quite sure what it does to the surface, but yeah, it is slightly destructive, yes. But Herman Silver Polish, try that if you can get hold of it.
Oh, Christine says simichrome polish, maybe. Simichrome, is that?
Yeah, that's like Glanol and Wernol, yes. Metal polish, yes.
Okay.
I still wouldn't use that, I would use something for silver.
Okay.
Yes.
Sandra says, when do you use the 2mm craft foam and when do you not when putting anything through the rolling mill?
All right. So if you watch our Hobby 80 roller mill and our other workshops and at the bench, if you have a plate, a texture plate, okay, grab one a minute. Okay, so you have a texture plate. All right, this is a Waves texture plate from Durson. I would always use closed cell foam with a texture plate. The foam adds an even pressure across your bit of metal that needs to be textured. So I would have my texture plate, I would have my piece of metal, I would then put on top of that my closed cell foam. Come a little bit wider on this camera here for you to see. Okay, so texture plate, closed cell foam, obviously without the plastic on, closed cell foam, what did I say? Texture plate, metal, without the plastic, closed cell foam, put on top, grab a piece of paper, fold the paper around, and then I would put that then through the roller mill. Definitely use the foam because it gives a nice even pressure. So very quickly, texture plate, metal, put it between the rolls, turn the rolls down until the rolls just touch, okay, and you can't quite pull it out. Release the rolls a quarter of a turn, take this out, tighten back cap a quarter of a turn, which means then if you put these through, dead pass, nothing's going to happen. By adding the foam, it'll add a uniform, consistent pressure to that metal every single time. So you can be sure that on the first roll, you'll get the texture coming through from your plate onto your metal every single time. But, pass me my jumper, please, Lou. Thank you. Thank you. But if you are using anything like grass, material like my old bit of jumper that I've got here.
Which you destroyed.
Which I destroyed.
In the name of the Rolling Mill Workshop.
Exactly. So if you're using something like this that is flexible, if you're using leaves to put a texture onto a plate, you cannot use your closed cell foam because whatever you're putting then, your bit of cloth, your bit of metal, and your foam on top, it's not going to work. There's going to be no solid pressure pushing down onto your metal. So in that case, I would not use closed cell foam. I would put my fabric or whatever it is you're texturing with the metal in, turn the rolls down until they just touch, quarter of a turn undo, take them out, quarter of a turn, that's a dead pass, and now you've got to guess. So perhaps 1/8 of a turn, perhaps on the gears on the top to reduce the rolls to get that even pressure. And you then have to have the pressure of metal pushing the fabric into your piece of metal, okay? And the rolls are on top. So those rolls are not going to give, there's no softness like you get from the closed cell foam. And that is the time when I would not use the closed cell foam. if what you're putting through can be squashed and can be moved, like fabric, leaves, grasses, mesh, netting, doilies, anything like that, do not use closed cell foam. But if you've got a solid plate with a solid back, definitely use closed cell foam. Thank you.
Good.
Just a minute.
Janet says, was it called long-term silver paste?
I don't know.
Okay.
But you got the link there now, haven't you? That you
I
put
did
on
post
there.
the link, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
Sandra said, my jewellery is sold in a pottery shop / studio, and something in the clay dust causes really speedy tarnishing. Ooh.
Mm. There is some products out there that you can use that will coat your silver. We've got something downstairs that we've never used. We've used it once or twice. I haven't even told Louise about this because I'm sure she'll have a go if now she knows it'll stop it tarnishing. But it is a way of electroplating a covering onto, is it electroplating? I think it is, a coating onto the silver. You could try things like Renaissance wax that would coat the surface, that would stop it tarnishing. But other than that, there's not much you can really do, I'm afraid. You couldn't silver plate it because the silver plating will tarnish. You're just going to have to keep going back every few weeks to give it a clean. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it, I think. But it's interesting, though. Something in the clay, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got you thinking now, isn't it? With your pottery, with your ceramics.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
Stuart is saying closed cell foam also doesn't work too well on the laser cut cardboard patterns.
No, because again, the laser cut patterns are soft, they're squidgy. You need a hard surface to push that into the metal. This is not hard, this is squidgy, won't work. No, you're quite right. Yes, Louise.
Okay. We've answered all the questions.
Hey, we're flying through them today. So, going forward, next week we're going to bring some books in, suggestions for Christmas, and what's in Louise's stocking.
I don't want to know, but it better be something good.
Oh,
so
sorry.
it's down to Father Christmas.
You're going to have to write a note to Father Christmas and say...
Shall I need a wish list then, don't I?
Father Christmas.
Right. How are we going to get people? Right, I'm going to post this on Instagram.
Okay.
And you have to tell me, write me a letters to Father Christmas on Instagram, what you want to see in the stocking.
Well, that's a very good
That's
idea.
what we'll do. But you don't have to be on Instagram to win. You can just say what you think.
But you've got to post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so a picture of you, and you're going to say, what is in my stocking?
What should we ask Father Christmas to put in the stocking for next Monday?
What should we ask Father Christmas to put in your stocking for next Monday?
Somebody's going to win it.
And they're going to write a little letter. Father Christmas, I would like to see in Louise's stocking white nylon brushes.
Oh, we don't want white nylon brushes. Come on, it's Christmas.
I would like
so there's got to be something good.
I would like to see an Agile C130 in my
stocking. It's got
stocking.
to fit in the stocking, isn't it? Don't be silly.
Who knows?
It's got to fit in the stocking.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
What? Yes, it's got to fit in the stocking.
It's got to fit in the stocking. Okay.
That's good.
So don't be asking for rolling mills now or anything like that. Because that's not going to happen.
It's a good idea.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I just thought of it now.
Well done, Louise. I do love that idea. do love that idea.
David says, could it be moisture in the clay that is making the air damp affecting the silver?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
A cheesecake. Oh.
What, in your stocking?
It might go off if it has to go
It's got to be something
somewhere
related,
in
isn't
another
it?
country.
Yeah.
It's got to be something from the store, I think, isn't it?
Well, even not, we can obviously buy it, can't we?
Yeah.
Or ask somebody to give it to us. Who knows?
Okay, I'm excited now.
You're
about
excited
this.
now.
Great. Stephen says, hi, I'm making a silver pendant using 2mm square silver and would like to flush set some garnets into the face. Do I need to drill through?
You can drill blind holes. You don't have to drill all the way through, but it is dependent upon the depth of your stones. So what I would do, you've got your metal, yeah, 2mm, like that. What I would do is drill to start off with. if this is 2 millimeters, I would perhaps get your drill and put a little bit of tape on the drill. Thank you.
Mrs. Lloyd.
So there's your drill, okay, like that. I would put a little bit of tape, so measure from the bottom, 1.5 millimeters, put a bit of tape across here, yep. Drill down to that 1.5 millimeters as far as you need to go. Then I would then get a ball burr, because a ball burr has the teeth that are slightly more aggressive. Perhaps that's 1.5 to 1.75 millimeter. Okay, go down. Now you can sort of work on the depth of the ball. If the ball is 1.5 diameter, this is pretty much 1.5 millimeter depth as well. So you can use that to go down, judging then to when that burr is in the hole, you will find that the ball will be the right size for the depth. Yep, does that make sense? So that'll be 1.5, and just go from there. But do them blind to start off with, then to see how big your stones are. Then from there, then you would use a straight-sided setting burr like that. Yep, with your teeth, like that there, to then take it out to your 2 millimeter. But use an aggressive burr to start off with, and then a fine burr to refine the shape. These teeth on here are a lot finer. They're not made for removing excessive amounts of metal. That's why you always use a ball burr and then finish off with a straight-sided setting burr. Try it. If you feel that then is not deep enough and the stones are not going far enough in, perhaps then use a 1.75 burr and get the burr to go down so the burr ball is inside the stone, knowing that you've got 1/4 millimeter left, and try that and see how the stones go from there. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Shall we call it a day there, Louise?
No, I've got another question. Pamela's saying, I have some tools that are developing some rust. How best to clean them up?
I would use a little bit of wire wool, some steel wire wool. On the wire wool, get some oil, engine oil, 3-in-1 oil. Don't use WD-40, but a little bit of light machinist oil, perhaps sewing machine oil, anything that is going to be light oil. We use 3-in-1 here in the UK. That's all you need to do, is to go over the tools with the wire wool. The wire wool is slightly abrasive. It won't damage the tools, but it'll just remove any surface rust. You may find that because they've rusted slightly, the surface has been marked. That's not a problem as long as you get all the marks off. The rust, it will discolor the steel. The oil will help remove the rust, and then it'll also help protect the surfaces. If you've got some marks upon the rolling mill where someone's put something through and it's just slightly wet and it's marked it, again, steel wool, or get some very, very fine emery paper, okay? Get your emery paper, fold it in half like that, get a piece of dowel, and pretending this now is a piece of dowel, okay? So you fold over your emery paper with your dowel like that, close the rolls up of your rolling mill until it just grabs onto the paper, pull, wind the handle until it pulls the emery paper. On the outside it's nice and rough, and it won't go any further because the dowel will stop it. Keep winding the handle. As you wind the handle, the emery paper will just clean the surface. It's got to be like 1,000 grit, 1,500 grit, and that will then help remove anything that is from the rolls. Then what I would suggest you do is get some metal polish, exactly the same way. Get a piece of cloth, fold it in half with your dowel in the middle like that, apply metal polish to the top and the bottom of the cloth, pass it through the rolling mill and keep winding and winding and winding, and the rolls then will get slightly polished where the metal polish is on your piece of metal. Again, I'm sure we did something on YouTube many, many years ago about cleaning the rolls of your rolling mill, and those are the best ways to do it.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
How about that then? Should
yes.
we call it a day?
gold ingots will fill the stocking. They will. And as will diamonds, Clay. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Welsh cakes. Yeah, we all love a Welsh
That
cake.
is correct.
Can Santa fit a disc cutter in Louise's stocking?
You say no, it ain't gonna
Oh,
fit.
okay, so that's a no. A dust and dapping set.
Ain't gonna fit.
Okay. But I'm not really sure how we're going to do this, because I've literally only just thought of it. But for the next 4 weeks, there'll be something in my stocking for somebody, provided. Oh, but it depends how good I am. So if it's...
You've got to be really good.
So the better I am, the better the thing in my stocking.
So perhaps each week the gift that we're giving away could get better and better.
Oh, well, that's what I was planning, yeah. So I'm not really sure how we're going to draw it, or it might be a little form to fill in. I think is probably the...
Random, isn't it?
Yeah, because we can randomise it then. So you don't have to be on Instagram or Facebook to join in, but if you've got suggestions or letters, you can write to Father Christmas to say what you want to see in my stocking. And
we'll do a picture straight away after this Q&A of you with the stocking.
Yeah. I'm so excited about this now.
You love giving stuff away, don't you?
I love it. I really love it. Okay. It's 5 o'clock. We better go, wouldn't we?
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Usual thing. Do we have anything planned this week? I don't think we do we?
Work.
Yeah,
Lots of work, which is great.
Work, yes.
Let's have a look.
What is going on?
What is going on? Just... Yeah, Christmas.
Everyone's loving. Someone says pattern plates in there. Pamela says pattern plates.
Ooh,
yes,
yeah.
you did a rolling clean. Yeah, proper. Yep, exactly. Yes. We'll have to see, won't we? Possibly we can ask some companies to give us something to give away.
Well, we'll talk about that when we go home. Yeah, I should have thought it through really before announcing it, shouldn't I? But we're going to do it anyway now. I'm committed to it.
You are committed. And then next week we'll get a few books as well, a few sort of Christmas gift ideas for books on people to have, that they can have for Christmas. Good. All right then, 5 o'clock. Everyone, thank you so much for coming along today. Yes.
They would fit lovely in this, actually, wouldn't they? Okay,
they would.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Brilliant.
All right then. Anything else happening, Louise?
But you keep saying that as if you want me to say something.
I know, I don't know. I'm just thinking, nothing happening. Good. Okay. What's it going?
Okay, nothing. Yeah, there's lots happening, but I don't think there's anything else
nothing
to
say at the moment.
No,
No, not at all. No. All right then, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week as usual. Keep an eye on socials. Don't forget, keep an eye on Instagram for the picture of Louise and Facebook for Louise and her stocking. And we're going to see what we can do over the next 4 weeks with that. So don't forget, get your letters ready for Father Christmas and write it on Facebook, write it on Instagram with the corresponding post that we're going to put up, and we're going to read them out next week, and we're going to see what Louise will find in her stocking.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right then, Louise, say goodbye then, Louise.
Bye.
We shall see you all next Monday. Everyone take care. Bye.